all my makeup is filthy because I use it, so don't hate on me. This is the... Okay guys, I feel a little silly because I'm not sure what format would have been better to do this video in, but this video is going to be on some items that I think are pretty much dupes. I have been playing with makeup for a really long time, and some of these dupes I don't think I've seen on YouTube, but you guys should definitely be aware of. So yeah, if you are interested, keep watching. If you're new to my channel, my name is Sam. I am a mom of 3. I work full-time and I am a makeup enthusiast. I don't take myself too seriously, and neither should you. And yeah, let's get started. So the first thing I wanted to say was, oh my goodness, Charlotte Tilbury is so damn expensive. So I purchased the Airbrush Flawless foundation back in the summertime in the shade 8, which is way too light. I probably should have got the shade 10, but I held on to it because I held on to it beyond the return date, and I'm stuck with it now. So it does actually match me right now, and I went to put this on recently and I was like, this feels so familiar. And the reason why is because I'm swatching it on my skin right now. It is almost exactly, I would dare to even say it is exactly like the Maybelline 24-hour wear foundation. This is in the shade Golden Dior 312. I hate making a mess with my makeup, and I'm kind of doing that. So this is the 24-hour wear, and this is the Airbrush foundation, and on the skin they look so similar. It is absolutely ridiculous. They both have that full coverage to it. They both have that matte finish, and yeah, I would even dare to say the Maybelline one kind of covers my pores and shows a little bit, like smooths out my texture just a little bit more. But these formulas are pretty much the same damn thing, and I can't even believe that we're paying, you know, so much money for Charlotte Tilbury. And I know that not everybody is looking for a matte foundation, and that this Maybelline foundation is not the newest thing on the market right now. So we're not all talking about the Maybelline 24-hour wear, but maybe we should. If you're finding yourself reaching for the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush, or you want to purchase this, I would skip it out, especially if it's not going to be your everyday foundation. I would go with the Maybelline one. They're pretty much identical on the skin. All right, and the next product I wanted to talk to you guys about was the SuperGoop matte screen. This is 100% mineral spectrum sunscreen. Now this is advertised to be like a sunscreen primer situation all at one, and it is really good. I love this stuff, but it is pricey. And I found that the Milani Prime Protect SPF 30, it's not 40 but it's 30, is super comparable. Super comparable, like pretty much the same thing. So I'm gonna squirt the Milani on my hand next to the SuperGoop. The SuperGoop has a little bit more coloring to it, and it's a tad thicker, but I feel like you get the same effect. This is the SuperGoop. It feels very smoothing and silicone-y, I would say, and the Milani one is slightly creamier, but both are going to leave your skin with that matte finish. And actually, to be even, because it has that silicone-y slip, this is not my favorite, because I feel like it will slip around on the skin, where the Milani one is a little bit more tacky and I feel like would stick to the skin a little bit better. So honestly, maybe I would even dare to say that if you're looking for longevity for the sunscreen, I would actually reach for the Milani one over the SuperGoop. But I think they're pretty similar. They're pretty similar. They're not exact, but they're similar. The next products I wanted to talk to you guys about was the Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas Primer. I bought this because I've been wanting it for ages, and they had the sale. Sephora's been having nonstop sales, and I just wasted so much of this. This is the Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas, but I also purchased the XXRevolution Quick Fixx Primer, and they both claim to be a mattifying primer. And Jesus, if this is not similar, I don't know what I just wasted this too. But this one is the Tatcha, and this one is the XXRevolution. And this is the Tatcha one. And then I'm not that good at this. This is the XX. But you can see the consistencies are pretty damn similar. The color is even the same. And they both give off the same mattifying finish on the skin. Like, I don't know. They both do the exact same thing. I think the dry down on the Tatcha one is a little bit quicker, but also I put a little bit less on that. So yeah, they're pretty comparable. Another thing is not a dupe, but just better. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder. This is in the shade medium. Everybody and their mother talks about this powder and how much they absolutely love it. And I don't believe in the hype. I purchased it and I was like, this is not great. It's not great. And I would like to recommend something that I think is better, which is the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Perfecting Powder. This is in the shade Tawny M4 to M5. I also prefer this because it has more shades available. So you can find an undertone that matches you more. And it's just a better product. Yes, the one from Charlotte Tilbury is very creamy. But I feel like when you apply that over concealer that's already thick and kind of creamy, it just... Oh, also, look at... I'm applying it over that SuperGoop. And I don't know if you can see that. It was like pilling. Yep. Pilling. And applying that over the Milani one, no pilling. Yeah, I just feel like my under eyes look very heavy and cakey when I wear this powder, and I don't get that problem when I use the Flower Beauty. And this is way more affordable. I would reach for the Flower Beauty 100 times over the Charlotte Tilbury. Just saying. The next product I want to talk about is this is the Patrick Ta brow, like sculpting brow wax. And I have the tinted one. And I love this product, but I do feel like it's too expensive when you can get the Makeup Revolution dupe. Now, I will tell you that it is quite annoying that this thing falls out. But only when I'm trying to show people. When I'm working at my desk and I'm doing my thing, I don't care that the bar doesn't stay in place. But it does the exact same thing for like $7. And this one is like in the $20-something range. So I would 100% pick this over this, especially if you're on a budget, or maybe you just want to experiment with brow wax, but you don't really want to fully invest if you're not sure that you're going to like it. Then I would get the Revolution one for sure. Then I wanted to talk about these little liquid highlighters. So I have a bunch of these Stilla little liquid eyeshadows. This one is in the shade Kitten Karma. And this is one, just gonna wipe the back of my hand off. And this is a glitter like topper kind of shadow, and she's very cute. She is. I'm gonna show you. This is what she looked like. She's cute, but dare I say this little e.l.f. one, and what shade is this? Because that would be most useful to know. Flirty Birdy is like a really good dupe for it. Like, this is the e.l.f. one and this is the Stilla one, and I will tell you the longevity of these e.l.f. ones are really good. And with liquid eyeshadows, I feel like you kind of need to use it quickly because they will dry out. So why am I gonna spend 20 something dollars? I'm not gonna use this every single day. It will dry out on me, and then I'm not gonna want to repurchase another one. If I spend $5 on this and that this dries out, I'm not gonna be as upset as if this dried out on me. So, and nobody's gonna be able to tell me on the street that I'm not wearing a Stilla eyeshadow. So I'm just saying, save your money and get the e.l.f. one, 100%. The next product I wanted to talk about was the Hourglass Sculpting Arch Brow something, brow sculpting pencil. I have mine in the shade Natural Black, and this is what she looks like. She kind of has that little teardrop tip on the top, and she got her spoolie on the end there. She's really cute. The packaging is very luxe, and I think that's part, you know, obviously it's Hourglass, so you're gonna pay a lot of money. This was like $36, something like that. And girl, whenever I was testing all my brow products and I put this on, I was like, oh, this is so nice. This is what she looks like swatch. She's very, like, the perfect balance between creamy and dry. But when I tried this, I was like so mad at myself. This is the Wet n Wild retractable brow pencil. This has a very similar teardrop plus lint tip on it. This is also has a little spoolie. Okay, this is in the shade Ash Brown. The colors are not the same, but I promise you the formula is very similar. Like very similar, like scary. And I believe this thing was like $3 or something. It was definitely like $5 at the least. If I was wearing the Wet n Wild brow pencil or the Hourglass, nobody's going to be able to tell the difference. They can't tell me, oh, you have a $30 eyebrow on. If I have a $2 eyebrow on, nobody's going to be able to tell the difference. I think this is very comparable, as easy to work with, and a lot more affordable for your pocket. So there's only three more things to talk about, and one of them is concealer. I'm going to declutter these as soon as I show you guys because I don't really like it, but I had this, what is this called? Tarte Creaseless Concealer in the shade Medium. It was a sample. I've had it for ages. And I went to try it. It's definitely way too light on me. The formula is thick and emollient and heavy on the skin. But there's people out there that love this. When I purchased a lot of my Revolution stuff, I purchased this Revolution Pro Ultimate Coverage Concealer, Crease Proof Concealer. I got it in the shade 11.2, C11.2, which I think is a decent shade, but I don't like the formula. Why? Because it's exactly like the Tarte Creaseless one. Now, for the sake of experimenting, I did walk around my house, one eye with this crazy color, one with this, to compare it, and they're exactly the same. I can promise you, this was one of the things that I felt like were exactly the same. Not similar, not close, but exactly the same. I'm going to get rid of both of these items, but I will tell you, if you like the Tarte Creaseless Concealer, then you might want to look into the Revolution Pro one, because this is pretty much a dead-on dupe. I'm giving you a close-up so you know what the hell you're looking for when you're on the website. There you go. The last two are blushes. So the other night I was just playing with my cream blushes for fun, and just smudging them all over my arms to see all the creams that I have, and I found a couple shades that actually are pretty close. So I wanted to talk about the Kosas Velvet Melon. This is actually brand new to me. This is the high intensity version, and this blush shade in here and this Physician Formula Organic Wear Dewy Blush Elixir in the shade Apricot Glow are pretty much exact. Now I'm putting this on my hand to swatch it because it is a liquid, but they are so incredibly similar. This is the Kosas one, and this is the Physician Formula. Now the Physician Formula one is a serum, so it's a little bit thinner of a formula, and this one's thick, kind of a thicker cream, more of a balmy texture to it, but the colors on the skin look pretty much the same, especially when you blend it out. Yeah. So, if you're thinking about the Kosas one, then I would check out the Physician's Formula. And this comes with a buttload of products, so you're never ever going to run out. Ever. Obviously, there's a texture thing to it, so if you feel like you just prefer something that's a little bit easier and a compact, I would definitely go with the Kosas one. But I just wanted to kind of let you know if you were thinking about that, or maybe you want to try and see if you like this color. I don't know. The last thing I wanted to talk about that I felt like were very similar was my Natasha Denona Blush and Glow palette. I'm obsessed with this blush right here, and again, these are not exact dupes, but they are very similar. I'm actually going to swatch them on the inside of my wrist. This is the Fenty Summertime Wine. Now, this one has shimmer in it as well, but it's more like the same shade as the blush itself, where the shimmer in the Natasha Denona is like a gold shade. And then also, I felt like this shade was pretty similar. It's the Flower Beauty blush balm in the shade Bitten. That one I felt like was the most closest match to the Natasha Denona, but it doesn't have any shimmer whatsoever. I don't know if you can see. And when they're blended out on the skin, they look even more similar. So this one right here is the Natasha Denona. This is Summertime Wine, and this is the Flower Beauty. I'm gonna try. It's like, I feel like the top two are getting washed out, and then this one's so thick. There you go. Because it's like a liquid, it comes off so thick. They're close enough that you're really not going to be able to tell. There are differences. As I said, the Natasha Denona has that gold shimmer to it. Yeah, so the Fenty one has a shimmer to it, but it's almost like the exact same shade as the blush itself, so it's not as noticeable. And the Flower Beauty one doesn't have any shimmer, but it has kind of a natural glow to it because it is a liquid blush. And yeah, those are all the products that I felt like were very, very similar, that you don't really need to go out and spend a lot of money on the high end. Or in the powder case, the powder from the drugstore is just straight better than the high-end one. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And until next time, thank you guys. Love you. Bye.